The Two Georges by Stephen Keyworth.
Where would you like, sir? Would you mind turning the music down? Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's better. Sorry, I don't think I heard you right.
I'm FBI Agent Scruggs, and this is FBI Agent Smith.
We'd like to ask you some questions, Phil. Do you mind if we call you Phil?
What sort of questions?
Just a few ordinary questions.
Is this your typewriter?
I hope so.
You hope so.
Oh, it is. Yeah, sorry. So I'm a bit...
You seem nervous, Phil. Why are you nervous?
Because the FBI are in my living room?
Are you a communist, Phil?
No, I assure you I am not. But then you and I both know that if I were one, my answer would be exactly the same.
What are you saying?
Nothing. It's a quote from an English spy.
What English spy? Are you spying for the English?
I'm not spying for anyone.
But if you were, your answer would be exactly the same.
What exactly is it that you do for a living?
I write stories. Science fiction stories. Little green men.
I see.
Kid stuff. Nothing that you would...
Yes?
That's why.
Go on.
It makes sense. Writing for a young, impressionable audience. If I was Senator McCarthy, I wouldn't bother with the outspoken Hollywood types. Too obvious. Someone like me would be in the perfect position to poison the minds of the masses. The same way hydraulic engineer could poison the water of an entire city. Not that I'm doing either one of those things.
Are you a communist, Phil?
No, I write stories.
You work in a music store.
We also sell televisions.
We want to talk to you about your political activities.
I don't have any. I don't even vote.
Why not?
They're all as bad as each other. No offense.
What about your wife?
We know she goes to socialist worker
At
meetings.
the university?
Oh, I don't pay any attention to that.
We want to help you, Phil, but you need to be honest with us.
I am. Most subversive thing about me is I read Dostoevsky and have 2 recordings of Boris Godunov.
And how long have you been in touch with Mr. Godunov?
Perhaps you should go to the meetings.
Now you want me to go?
Perhaps you should show more interest and listen carefully to what your wife has to say.
You want me to spy on my wife?
I wouldn't call it spying.
What would you call it?
We want you to spy on your wife.
You don't have to decide right away.
Good morning, Phil. You mind if we call you Phil?
I've been thinking about what you said.
And?
I don't believe you're really FBI.
Show me your badge, Agent Scruggs.
The thing is, I don't know what an FBI badge looks like. I don't think the real FBI would ask me to do something like this.
Trust me, we would.
I always thought the FBI would start slowly, take their time, and lay a trap, and wait until I have no choice.
Do you feel like you have a choice?
Maybe we already laid a trap and you just didn't know it. Maybe we're springing it now.
I don't feel trapped. And how do I know you're not imposters? How do I know you're not the communists?
Quit messing around. We don't have long before your wife gets back.
Phil?
Who's that?
My wife?
You were supposed to keep watch.
What's going on, Phil?
These men want me to spy on you.
Well, don't just tell her.
We're with the FBI, Kleo. Do you mind if I call you Kleo?
Yes, I do. What happened to the Constitution? What happened to free speech? This country is turning into a fascist
Yes,
state.
you need to calm down.
We know that you've attended meetings.
Oh, right. Because you have an informant.
If we did, we couldn't tell you.
So you do.
That's not what I said.
Is it Norman? Is it Janice? Is it Anya?
I don't think you understand the gravity of your situation. We already have enough to bring both of you in for questioning.
And where?
Anywhere we want.
Well, look, no one at these meetings is in any danger to this country. And just because you go to a few socialist worker meetings, it doesn't mean that you're a communist.
Yeah, that's right.
She also subscribes to the Chicago Tribune. People can be more than one thing.
I'm afraid we can't take your word for it. We need proof.
What kind of proof?
We want you to tell us what happens at these meetings.
Now, what about your informants?
We find it best not to trust our informants.
But that doesn't make any sense. How do you know we won't lie to you too?
We'd like you to complete a simple psychological test. Give them the questionnaire, Agent Scruggs.
I thought you had them.
We'll be right back.
Do you intend to kill the President of the United States?
Well, that seems fairly straightforward.
A, B, or C?
What about this one? Russia is A, growing weaker, B, growing stronger, C, about the same.
I think my optician wrote this.
Well, I'm going with B, growing stronger.
They'll definitely think you're a communist.
Why? Isn't that what we're supposed to think?
It's a double bluff.
Oh, well, see then.
Russia is as good as America? communist.
So it's A, growing weaker.
But the answer to the next question has to be that the greatest threat to the free world is A, Russia. So how can they be getting weaker?
I'm going to take this to the next meeting. They will love it.
Well, what if there is an informant?
Well, I was kidding.
You sure?
Yes. Oh, yes.
No, probably not interested in us anyway.
Yeah, we're just small fry.
What about Cindy?
No, she's not smart enough to be an informant.
Rick likes to think he's smart.
No, it's not Rick.
You seem very sure.
Well, I'd know if it was Rick.
How?
We have a connection.
Right. What do you mean by...
Agent Scruggs, what happened to the other one?
Agent Smith has been reassigned.
So you got a dog?
This is Merton. I told him we were going to the park. Is Phil in?
Phil, the FBI are here.
Agent Scruggs. I thought you decided not to take things any further.
Yes, that's right, for now. I was just passing.
Well, I have lectures.
It's okay.
All right. Well, he better be here when I get back.
I'll be fine, Kleo. So, what's the dog for? Is he specially trained to sniff out communists?
No, Merton is just a dog. All right, he's ex-bureau. But that's not why we're here. Do you want to go for a walk?
Where?
Around the neighborhood?
I don't think so.
Just a walk.
Right.
I know you like to walk.
Have the FBI been following me?
I've seen you once or twice. I live close.
Am I going to come back from this walk?
Of course.
I feel like I don't have a choice.
Of course you have a choice. You do. Well, if we don't go soon, my dog will take a poop on your rug.
So that's how you get people to talk.
Did you finish your story?
Which one?
The one you were writing the first time we came over. With the spaceship.
You came in a spaceship?
No, I meant...
I know what you meant. Why is the FBI interested in my stories?
They're not. I bought one or two of your books. You want to throw this for him?
No, thanks.
He won't bite. Unless I tell him to.
I can't touch it.
The dog or the ball?
Either. I have a very sensitive immune system.
Go on, Merton. Go on, boy!
Which books did you buy?
Beyond fantasy and science fiction adventures.
I told you, it's kids stuff.
I thought they were pretty clever. There's always something surprising happens at the end.
Well, I work it all out first.
Where do you get your ideas? Oh, is that a bad question? Yeah, when you write about the future, is that what you think is actually going to happen?
Well, I think if a science fiction writer starts believing his stories, then he's in trouble.
Now, you write a lot about nuclear war.
How many stories have you read?
A few. Do you think it'll happen?
I don't know if I should answer that.
Why not?
On the grounds that I might incriminate myself?
I'm interested.
Stories pay the rent. And if I could give it up and just write novels
What kind of novels?
about life, real life.
Right. Is that interesting?
Your job isn't exactly dull.
I guess.
Do you believe in it?
What do you mean?
The communist threat. A red under every bed.
Of course. They won't rest until they destroy our way of life. So we won't rest either.
How many Communist Party members are there in the U.S.?
About 25,000.
Little red men, little green men. Maybe there's not much difference.
Go on, boy! Go fetch! That your wife?
Where?
There, walking with... Who's the guy?
Rick.
Thought you went to a lecture.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the...
What did you bring him for?
You left without me.
You said you didn't want to spend the evening with a bunch of rabid lefties.
I didn't say that.
You said just the thought of it gave you one of your attacks.
George persuaded me.
Oh, of course he did. Half the socialist workers in Berkeley are at this party. Not to mention the drugs.
George won't mind. I showed him my prescription amphetamine collection. I offered him one, but he said no.
You know you can't trust him.
He likes my stories.
Oh, he's an FBI agent. He'll say anything.
I'm the one playing him.
Why?
Because they should know what it feels like. And anyway, it's Smith who's refusing to close our file.
These people are my friends. If they find out I brought an FBI agent to the party...
I'm working it out, like a story. I don't have an ending yet, but I pretty much figured...
Is this a private party?
Sorry, Rick. Phil has to leave. And George needs to go as well.
I was just talking with George. Turns out we were in Cuba at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, fascinating guy. Phil, come on, stay. Don't worry about what anyone else says. If Kleo likes you, then you're all right.
What does everyone else say?
Oh, you know, that you're a Republican stooge, you're only with Kleo so you can spy on us.
He's joking.
Oh, it's funny, though. Cleo's so engaged and you're not.
Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm an agent provocateur.
Me too. My mission is to steal Kleo from you.
Oh, that's why I brought George to keep an eye on you. He's FBI.
He looks the part, doesn't he, just?
So, you should be getting back. George can drive you.
Oh, you don't drive, Phil?
No.
What did I miss?
Well, Phil doesn't drive.
How can you not drive in a country this size?
I never got around to it.
Maybe I could teach you.
Do it, Phil. Then you can pick me up on the way to work.
What?
Well, Hollis didn't tell you? Yeah, I started the store next week.
All over this land.
All right, Phil. Let's see what you got. Start the engine.
Okay.
That's good.
I went out a couple times with guys from work.
So you know where everything is. Check your mirrors. Signal. When it's clear, move out into the... Not yet. Wait for it. Now go. Try and stay on this side of the road.
Sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
Just show him your badge. That'll shut him up.
Here we go. You got it.
Yeah.
Take the next left.
So, George, when are you going to tell me about my mission?
What mission?
Oh, come on. Why would the FBI teach me to drive?
They wouldn't.
You sure about that? I mean, maybe they planted the idea in your head without you knowing.
You're thinking of the CIA.
And maybe you've not been told about the mission. Maybe you don't have the clearance.
I have plenty of clearance. And believe me, the FBI has better things to do than teach riders how to drive.
So, you like opera?
Oh, here we go.
Yes?
We've got some listening booths downstairs. I can show you if you want.
No, thanks.
You know, I like to listen to opera in the bath. It makes all the little hairs stand on end. And some other parts of me as well.
Now.
Wow. I'd like to play in her string section, if you know what I mean.
Rick, how come you're still hanging around the university?
I'm working on my PhD.
Didn't they kick you out already?
Well, these things take as long as they take.
How long will this one take?
You didn't go to college, did you, Phil?
I didn't want to.
Oh, that's what I thought. You know, I'm seeing Kleo tonight.
At the meeting?
I'm buying her dinner. She says you guys are so broke, sometimes you eat meat from the pet store. She's joking, right?
Actually, it's fine if you cook it right.
I'll take your word for it. Here she is.
Hi, Rick. Hi, Phil.
You're having dinner.
Oh, he's helping me with an essay. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, no, I've got a driving lesson anyway.
Oh, with George?
Yes?
I'll get my jacket.
You should be careful.
You should be careful, too.
What do you mean?
Did you ever ask why Rick wants to spend all this time with you?
Oh, because he thinks I'm interesting? Is that so hard to imagine?
You know, you're a rare breed, Phil. Most guys would not trust another guy to take out their wife.
He's just helping me with an essay.
Right. That's what it is.
Phil, Do you know that you steer away from other cars when they pass you?
I might have some information for you.
About what?
Un-American activities.
Pull over. Bill, I know we put you in a difficult position, but you don't need to do anything you don't want to.
Isn't that why we're friends? Because you want me to spy on people?
No, we're friends because... I mean, we get on, don't we? I'm sure that you, personally, have nothing to hide. So don't feel you have to tell me anything that will
You
compromise...
still think that Cleo's a communist?
It's complicated.
Not really.
She goes to meetings, she signed the Stockholm Agreement.
All of this proves one thing. She absolutely cannot be a
I
communist.
see what you're saying. You think a communist wouldn't give themselves away like that.
Exactly.
Maybe they can't help themselves. Maybe they make mistakes.
You know who would make an excellent communist?
Who?
Richard Nixon.
Phil! You can't say things like that. The vice president is one of the most patriotic Americans there is.
Exactly.
We have to go on the evidence. We don't investigate people who go to meetings and sign documents. Who do we investigate?
Obviously, the people who don't do any of these things.
That's crazy. We can't go around picking up people for looking too innocent.
Why not?
On that logic, anyone would be a suspect. My colleagues, my chief. You might as well say Hoover is a communist. McCarthy even.
You said it, not me.
Oh, wait. So who are we talking about? If it's not Kleo.
Rick Herman.
Oh,
I think he is mixed up in something.
Phil, I know it's bugging you about him and Kleo, but he's just that sort of guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've been where you are. You got nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried.
My wife left me for someone else.
Right.
She's better off now. So am I. You can't walk away from a dog. They need feeding, exercising, they keep you straight. And Kleo loves you. Otherwise she wouldn't put up with eating pet food the whole time.
Does everyone know about that?
The FBI does.
I still think that Rick is up to something.
Phil, we know about Rick. He's harmless.
Well, maybe that's what he wants you to think.
Can't give you details, but I assure you he's not a threat.
Is he your mole?
I can't say any more.
I wonder if he's told Kleo.
You can't talk about this, I mean it!
So you knew him at the party?
I knew of him. The main thing is he's done. No true subversive is going near him anymore.
You're sure?
100%. Should we get on with the lesson?
Of course. The best spy is the one who's already been written off.
Not Rick Herman.
He infiltrated your organization.
He was our prisoner.
You know, that's exactly how I would do it. How one of my characters would do it.
Really?
Get taken prisoner, make them think that you're harmless, then turn one of the agents who interrogated him. Do you know who interrogated him?
Maybe you should just drive us home.
I'm sorry, George. It's making up stories. It's what I do.
Leo, I need to tell you something.
What is it?
Rick. Hey, Phil? Don't mind me.
I need to talk to my wife.
Phil, don't be rude.
It's fine. You do what you've got to do. I'll occupy myself with your record collection.
Put everything back where you got it, and don't take anything out of its sleeve.
Phil, come on. What is it? We're about to have coffee.
I found out something about Rick today.
From who?
Does it matter?
Have the FBI been pestering Rick as well?
Not since he gave them what they want.
Oh, I'm not listening to this.
Rick is a communist, and he gave them names of other party members. What, you think I would lie about something like this?
An FBI agent would. Plus, sometimes, Phil, I think you have a different idea of the truth to other people.
What does that mean?
Agent Scruggs is trained. Do you still think you're the one playing him?
Yes.
So what's your plan?
We're supposed to give them information. I'm gonna make him give me something I want.
And what's that? You don't know, do you?
Yes, I do. I'm working out the details.
My friend is waiting.
So you're just gonna carry on spending time with this guy?
Yes, until I see evidence. Until then, I'm not going to drop one of my closest friends based on FBI propaganda.
Right.
Coffee?
No, thank you.
Phil, can we talk?
Oh, sure, George. Just a minute.
Okay.
We don't have a lesson today, do we?
Is Rick working?
He's on lunch.
Good. I need you to listen to this tape.
Let's go downstairs and find a booth. What is this?
Just listen. Agent Smith, how's the ingrowing toenail?
Not so loud. I told people I got shot.
No, we don't need to hear that.
How would you record your partner?
You've got a bee in your bonnet about this guy, Rick. Thought it was the only way to prove he isn't mixed up in any big conspiracy.
And she gave me enough names to start a baseball team. And most of them we know.
George, did you interview Rick Herman?
What about it?
Well, his name came up.
Forget it. He's a zero.
Didn't he give us some good names?
I don't know how. He's like Elmer Fudd and Daffy Duck rolled into slacks.
Did he say anything in the interview?
Like what?
Anything clever?
Nothing that springs to mind.
You think he's telling the truth?
We've been partners for years. I've no reason to doubt him.
What?
If Rick is such a zero, how did he know any real communists?
Everyone goes to Rick's parties.
You think that's all it is? I'm gonna leave it alone. Unless he plants a bomb under the White House, it's more than my life's worth to reopen my partner's investigation.
What if it's a test?
What do you mean?
They want you to investigate Rick. What do they call it? An integrity check.
You think I'm under investigation?
I don't know.
No way.
All right. I just hope you know that I have the utmost respect for you. And I hope whatever happens, it doesn't affect our friendship.
What does that mean?
I shouldn't say.
Phil.
This friendship, don't you think it's a little bit convenient?
What do you mean?
You like science fiction, and purely by chance, you find yourself investigating a science fiction writer.
Are you saying you work for the Bureau?
Well, I couldn't tell you even if I wanted.
No offense, Phil, but you're not that good.
Or maybe I'm very, very good indeed. I have been in therapy since I was 14. I know what makes people tick, and I know how to play them at their own game. What if that day wasn't the first time I met Agent Smith? What if I put on my act, the nervous and confused writer of trashy paperbacks, when really I'm a novelist and an FBI commodity?
Asset.
Whatever.
I've been with the Bureau for 20 years. Why would I be under investigation?
You tell me.
Thanks, Phil. I can always count on you to cheer me up.
No problem.
Of course, if what you're saying is true, you'd be sticking your neck out a long way by telling me.
I know.
Oh, yeah. I've got to get back.
Oh, what about the tape?
Keep it. Add it to your file.
Is he okay?
They're operating now. We went out last night and he was fine. Then, when we got back to the apartment, they think he ate something.
Like what?
They don't know. He was coughing up blood.
Oh my. You want me to stay? I can tell Hollis I'm not coming in.
Could you go to my house and get me a change of clothes?
Sure.
I won't have anyone saying he's just a dog. He saved men's lives, you know.
Really?
During one raid, this guy burst out of a closet with a shotgun. Merton took him down. Didn't even blink.
I bet.
Kills me that I could lose him because some idiot didn't use a trash can. What?
What were you supposed to be doing at work today?
Where are you going with this?
Merton is family. If someone wanted you out of the way...
You think he was poisoned?
Well, you must have considered it.
No! Neither should you.
What if Rick wasn't a test? What if he's a real communist agent and he knows we're onto him?
That's enough now. You keep your mouth shut. Do you hear me?
Sorry.
This is the wrong time for you to play games or whatever it is you're doing. This isn't some comic book.
Well, I know what he means to you.
Do you? How much of the stuff that comes out of your mouth do you believe? Is this funny for you? Laughing at the big FBI man?
No, I'm sorry.
Get out of here. And get yourself a new driving instructor.
What did you do?
He took it too far. Now he's really upset.
And he lost his job.
George lost his job?
Oh, Rick.
Rick made an inappropriate joke about the Kunsthalle Orchestra. That's why he got fired.
Was it you? Did you tell Hollis?
Hollis was standing right there. He was always hitting on customers, you know.
Oh, right.
He was.
Why would I care?
Because obviously there's something going on between you.
You've been spending way too long with your FBI buddy.
I'm learning to drive. Except now he doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
Good riddance.
He's my friend.
What about playing him at his own game? Which is it, Phil?
I don't want you to see Rick anymore.
Well, you can't stop me. Like I can't stop you seeing George.
Going out.
Fine. Funny how your agoraphobia only kicks in when I need you to go somewhere.
Do you have a minute?
How is he?
He's a fighter?
Guess I wasn't sure I'd see you.
Yeah. Well, those were some wild ideas you dropped in my lap, and there's no one else I can talk to about it.
Right.
What if I decided there was truth in what you said? Hypothetically?
What part?
Let's start with Rick. You're right. He's an active communist. Can't be as dumb as he makes out. And if you are with the Bureau...
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
If you are, then I need to prove myself. I need to take Rick down. Will you help me, Phil? Can we work together on this?
You're a good man, George. I never had any doubt about that.
Let's do this. I'm putting myself in your hands. Is anyone home?
I don't think so. Can I come down now?
Can you see anything out of the ordinary?
It's too dark. Please, George, can I come down?
This is hopeless.
We take a look inside.
I'm not breaking into Rick's house based on nothing.
Nothing? I thought you decided to believe me.
I was testing a hypothesis. Now I'm thinking I made a mistake.
Just like that.
We've been driving in circles for hours. We've been to a laundromat, a liquor store, a bowling alley. Nothing. A complete waste of time.
Don't you think I have better things to do as well?
Right. Your novel.
What does that mean?
You're great at reading people. You work it out.
Well, this is the last time I helped the FBI.
Can't believe I listened to a man who writes stories where shape-shifting aliens eat people.
One story that I got paid for. You're the idiot who bought it.
Someone's coming.
Where?
On the street. Coming this way.
Is it him?
It's Agent Smith.
What? How's that possible?
Get down. He's coming up the path.
What does this mean?
It means he's connected to the communist conspiracy and working with Rick.
That's not possible.
No one's more surprised than me.
Wanna bet?
I'm sorry I doubted you, Bill.
Maybe he's investigating Rick.
I'd know if he was.
He's gone inside.
Go home.
What?
Write your novel. I'll take it from here. Phil, wake up.
What time is it?
6. You slept all day.
How did you get in? Where's Kleo?
She went out. I need your help, Phil.
What happened? Did you see Rick?
He never came back. Smith waited a while, and then I followed him home.
Maybe we should just do nothing and see what happens.
That's what happened in Nazi Germany.
I have my driving test in the morning.
This won't take long. Can I have one of your pills? I didn't go to bed yet.
Thought you didn't approve.
Starting to change my opinion on a lot of things.
But what about Rick?
Forget Rick. We were looking for the link to the communist conspiracy, and Agent Smith is it.
Are you sure?
Who else is better placed? All the subversives we brought in, he could be running them all.
There's something I should say.
It all fits. That's why they want me out of the way. Oh, you were right, Phil. Who knows how high this goes? Hoover, the vice president? These pills are really something.
Well, maybe I should drive.
Oh, the lights are vibrating.
Maybe it's not what you think. You say you worked with Smith for years. There's probably a reasonable explanation.
You're right. I should give him a chance to talk.
Where are we going?
We need to find somewhere quiet to meet Smith. Any ideas?
We?
Don't worry, nothing will happen. I wouldn't bring you otherwise. In fact, you being here makes it safer.
Why is that?
Because Smith recruited you.
Right. There's a neck to it. Hello? Mr. Hollis? Just us?
I told Smith 9. Are you sure we won't be disturbed?
Well, sometimes the salesmen bring girls back here, take them downstairs and play music. It's soundproof. Follow me.
Can't see a damn thing.
Just stay there. I'll get the switch.
I got here early. Hello, George.
Hello yourself.
Agent Smith. So the door didn't give you any problems?
Not at all. So, what did you want to talk about?
How about you tell me what you were doing at Rick Herman's house last night?
Who says I was there?
We saw you.
We?
That would be me.
Don't blame Phil. He investigated just like you asked. Except he found out that I was clean and you were dirty.
Phil told you he's an asset?
He's a real friend. Which is more than I can say for you.
It's no use pretending, Agent Smith. I told him everything. You can deny it all you like.
I don't deny it.
You don't?
The Bureau doesn't trust you, George. No one is that squeaky clean. I think you're working with the communist conspiracy, selling out the small fry to protect the big fish.
You're the one working with the communists, you dirty traitor.
Please, let's all just take a deep breath.
What did you call me?
A dirty traitor.
I think there's been a terrible misunderstanding.
You're working with Rick Herman.
No, you're working with Rick Herman.
No one is working with Rick Herman. I made it all up. He's a zero, like you said.
Your friend just doesn't want you to know that he betrayed you.
What? No, I didn't.
He's the one who provided the evidence that tied you to Herman.
No, I didn't. I have no idea what he's talking about.
You been playing me, Phil?
No, I'm not playing anyone. I've never been an asset. I made it all up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for things to go this far. I thought Rick was making a move on Kleo, so I invented the whole story to get rid of him. That's all. I'm sorry, George. I do like you. Things got out of control.
So how did you know I was being investigated?
You're not. I made it up.
That's what we wanted you to think.
What?
We wanted you to get close to Scruggs and become his friend. So we made you forget you're an asset.
That's not... I couldn't forget that. It's impossible.
It's an experimental technique. There are still a few side effects. Have you been having any headaches, Phil?
I always have headaches. You see my bathroom cabinet?
Yes, I have.
No. No, I would know if I was being brainwashed. You know me, George. I make up stories.
That's why we chose you. We wanted you to believe your own fiction.
You're lying.
We tested it on Kleo, too.
What?
She is a communist. She just doesn't remember. How's she been, Phil? Is she the woman you married? Are you the same man?
But if she doesn't know, she's not a threat.
We know. And the only way to save her is to carry on working with us.
All right. I'll do what you want.
I'm sorry, Phil. He's got us both. And there's almost nothing we can do.
Put it away, George. The Bureau know I'm here.
We'll see. Move towards the door.
You can't prove anything.
Take me to Rick Herman. He's all the proof I need. Keep those hands where I can see them.
You're out of your depth. You do not know what you're...
No.
You heard him. I had no choice.
You killed him.
He was a communist. working with Herman.
I was making all that up.
Came from your repressed memory.
No, it can't have. I remember my decisions, the thought processes. It made sense.
He would have sent Kleo to prison, got you too eventually. At least the soundproofing down here is good.
How do I tell which of my memories are real? Are any of them real?
Go and wait in the car. I'll deal with this. There he is.
No, I can't.
Well, I can't lift him on my own.
You don't understand. I can't touch something like that. I can't.
He got shot. It's not contagious.
It's too much.
You have to do this.
Burying a body in the desert, it's not my genre.
This is what happens when you get out from behind your typewriter.
I can't go on the run. What about Kleo? What about my record collection? What about my driving test?
Listen, I used my gun. That ties me to this murder. But Smith never submitted the report on you. You're safe. I just need your help a couple more hours.
I'm gonna have to ask my doctor for some new pills.
I'll take the head. You can have the legs. On 3.
No.
1.
No.
2.
No.
3.
Oh, I can feel him on me.
He's all wrapped up. It's just dirt.
And finally, a woman from Alabama was the first person to get hit by an object falling from outer space. A fragment of meteorite the size of a grapefruit came through the roof and struck 31-year-old Elizabeth Hodges while she was taking a nap on the couch. Mrs. Hodges sustained severe bruising to her leg, but was otherwise unharmed. And now the weather. Gloria, should we be expecting any more?
How do you go on with your life after something like that?
People find a way.
But it's so random. This piece of rock that started out somewhere across the universe?
Why does anything happen? Maybe she tried to mess with the universe and the universe didn't like it.
Is that what happened?
Who knows?
How do we tell what's real and what's not?
Choices. It's all we've got. Maybe I didn't knock on your door. Maybe you shouldn't have got into my car. What if Elizabeth Hodges made a sandwich instead of taking a nap? Stop the car.
There's nothing here.
Can't cross the border without a license. I'll be fine from here.
What if I get pulled over on the way back?
You'll be fine. I need to ask you one last favor.
Martin.
You look after him?
Of course.
Thanks, Phil. Take care of yourself.
Where is it?
Phil? Is that you? What happened? You've been gone for 2 days. You missed your driving test.
I passed.
Oh, you did? Oh, you look terrible.
I was up all night. It was fine, after what I've been through.
What happened?
You were right about Scruggs. I should have listened. I should have talked to you about it. We shouldn't keep any secrets. I want to tell you the truth now.
Okay. And you really passed?
I did.
Because you look and you smell worse.
I don't know. It was like someone else was driving, but in a good way.
What are you looking for?
This.
What is it?
Have you been having any headaches?
What? No.
You know, if there's anything you want to tell me, if you were a communist, for example.
I'm not a communist.
It would be okay.
What's on the tape, Phil?
It's a recording of Smith and Scruggs.
Okay.
Everything that happened last night happened because of this. Listen.
I don't hear anything.
I don't understand. Has Rick been here?
He's gone.
What?
You were right about him naming names. He told us at the last meeting, said he couldn't live with himself. But I think someone else was about to spill the beans.
Doesn't make any sense.
Ruth had made Dick. It got pretty messy. I don't think he'll be back anytime soon. There was never anything going on, you know?
It was here, on the tape. I'm not making it up.
I know. They're smart, these people. This is what they do for a living. I tried to warn you.
Did you hear that?
There's nothing there, Phil. You just need some rest.
I'm going out.
Oh, Phil. Phil!
Oh, life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above.
Can I help you?
A friend of mine left a dog here. Merton?
Mr. Merton left a dog.
Scruggs. The dog is Merton.
Looking for George?
Agent Smith?
You look like you woke up in a dumpster.
You look,
Bill,
you...
good to see you. I just heard he's gonna pull through.
Agent Smith?
Ha! No, I'm afraid his case is terminal.
Funny guys.
Can we talk?
Sure, I've been meaning to come and see you. George, do you mind?
Whatever. Make it quick.
You did come and see me. We spent the last 2 days together.
No, I haven't seen you since we argued last week.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Listen, I shouldn't have lost my temper. I know you were trying to take my mind off it all or something. Why are you looking at me like that?
Shouldn't you be in Mexico?
Why?
Why?
Yes, why?
Because last night you killed Agent Smith and buried him in the desert.
What? Is this another story?
No.
Hey, George.
Yes, George?
Phil says I killed you and buried you in the desert.
The desert? You think a writer would come up with something original. Can we go now?
I need to take Agent Smith for a walk before he poops on the rug.
You're going with him?
Lunchtime's over. Time for the Georges to get back to work. I'll call you.
Bum ba-dum, bum ba-ba-dum. Bum ba-dum, bum ba-ba-dum.
George? That music Agent Smith was humming?
I wouldn't know.
It's the Bach I was listening to when you first came to my house.
Could be. He's a very cultured guy.
Get a move on, Agent Scruggs, or the dog gets it.
Are you okay, Phil?
Yes. Are you? Any headaches?
Nothing a good night's sleep wouldn't fix. Get some rest. You look like a meteor hit you.
In The Two Georges by Stephen Keyworth, Phil was played by Kyle Soller, Agent Scruggs by Edward Hogg, Agent Smith, Craig Ells, and Kleo by Jamie Barbakoff. Rick Herman was Wilf Scolding, and the receptionist Heather Craney. The director was Sasha Yevtushenko.